Welcome to Run Tall TV. I'm Tim, and today we're going to look at the Hoka Rincon after 500 miles. If you're new to Run Tall, I upload new videos each week, typically about running, but also about healthy and active lifestyles. So you'll want to subscribe to the channel and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified each time that I do. One of the question marks around the Rincon is its durability. So as we take a look at the specs of the shoe, we'll take a closer look at that upper as well as that EVA exposed foam on the outsole. So let's just start by taking a look at the upper. It is that single layer mesh upper. It's pretty stripped down, keep the weight down of the shoe. But you can see, as you take a close look, that it's still all intact. There aren't any major wear areas at all. So over 500 miles, this shoe the upper is held up extremely well. It's got that great big huge pull tab in the back. I like that. It makes it easy to get the shoe on and off. The tongue is thin. It is not gusseted, so it's not sewed in, but you'll see that it does have those tabs that the laces go through that help keep it in place. I never had any issues with that. It does have a nice deep heel pocket. I haven't had any issues with my foot slipping in the shoe, my heel slipping, either up or down or side to side. It just has felt pretty secure in the shoe, and I don't run with a runner's knot either. The midsole is a full compression EVA foam that gives it that nice cushioned ride that Hoka's well known for. The stack height is 32 millimeters in the heel, 27 millimeters in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop from the heel to the toe. So let's take a look at that outsole. Again, they've got rubber in the heel, a little bit in the forefoot, as well as off the toe, where those would be your high impact areas that are going to show wear first. But let's take a real close look at that exposed EVA foam, because that's been one of the big question marks, is how well that foam's going to hold up over time. It wasn't uncommon for people like myself to see some real abrasion after the first 50, 60 miles. And then that brought into question just how long is this shoe going to last. Again, this shoe has over 500 miles on it, and you'll see that it's held up really well. The EVA foam does have some areas where it's more smooth. And of course that rubber has areas that have been more smooth as well. But overall, I'd say that this shoe has held up over time. And it's got a lot more miles in it. I ran in it today, and the abrasions and some of those cosmetic things that you see at on the outsole of the shoe have not affected the performance at all. It still felt comfortable. I still had a nice cushioned ride. The cutout in the heel of the shoe helps give it a bit of a bounce or trampoline effect. That's still there. If anything, it's a little more prominent now after 500 miles, but I enjoy that. I like to have that cushion, a little bit of a pop, a little bit of bounce when I'm running. It still feels terrific. If anything, like I said, I think this shoe has just gotten better over time. I'm not sure how many more miles the shoe's got in it, but right now it's got over 500 and it's still going strong. In fact, I intend to wear this shoe this coming weekend, Friday, so here in just a few days, for a half marathon. It's by far the quickest shoe I own. The weight, it's very light. It's 7.7 ounces in a men's size 9. The women's size 8 is 6.3 ounces, so still a very light shoe. As we look at that outsole, you'll notice that it's got a really wide platform that gives it a really stable feel when you're out there on the road. So a few things that I want to mention that have an impact on how much wear you're going to find on both the outsole of the shoe as well as on the upper. I'm a smaller runner, so someone that might have more mass than myself might see different wear patterns on their shoes. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing is I've been running in this shoe since mid-February, and I live in Michigan, so the weather conditions have been cold. The majority of the miles that I put on this shoe have been in ice and snow conditions or snow-covered roads. So I'm not sure what it's going to do as the weather begins to heat up. this coming weekend is the first weekend that we've had in a long time here where it's going to be in the 70s. So I'm kind of excited to run in the shoe in a bit warmer weather. I think that EVA foam might give a little more cushion than what I've experienced in the past. And it's been a terrific ride with these shoes. It has been a bit of a love-hate-love relationship. I loved the shoes when I first put them on. They felt comfortable for the most part. They were lightweight. But I did have, after a while, my pinky toe was somewhat curled under in the shoe, and it developed a blister. And it took a couple weeks for that to really go away. And that was after I really babied it. I didn't stop running in the shoe. I gutted it out, but I used tape and Band-Aids and blister packs and all kinds of things to try to help with that. But really it wasn't until that blister turned into really just a callus, which then got me back into the love relationship with the shoe. It is by far the fastest shoe that I own. I enjoy running in it. Other than the pinky toe incident, it's been a really terrific shoe. I did have one modification that I made to the shoe to make it fit my feet just a little bit better. The insole that originally came with the shoe is really thin. It's paper thin. And for me, that caused some rubbing on the heel collar of the shoe. So I simply grabbed an old pair of insoles out of a pair of Gaviota 2s that I had run in previously and replaced those in the Rincons, and it solved the problem. It's really no slam against the Rincon or its design. It's simply, I think my foot just didn't want to fit it very well. So all I needed was just that extra bit of height that the insole provided, and the comfort was right there. The Rincon retails for $115. They are coming out with the Rincon 2 soon. It's not available for purchase just yet. I think it's worth $115 for sure. I will likely buy a replacement pair for these, although I still have some miles I'm going to put on this particular pair. I don't know that I will buy the Rincon 2 right out of the gate. I'll probably wait and see if the Rincon, the original, goes on sale when they release the 2 version, because the Rincon 2 is basically the Rincon. They did update the upper, but that's about it. The rest of the shoe remains the same. So, I'm fine with the way that this upper looks and its performance and how it's, done for me over the last several weeks. So, if I can find the original on sale when they release the 2, I'm sure that that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I'm happy to buy the Rincon 2. This is a neutral road shoe. Hoka has it listed as a balanced shoe when you're referring to the cushion. I'd say it's probably closer to the plush side. Again, that has plenty of EVA foam that gives it a nice cushioned ride. I didn't have any issues with that at all. And I do like that trampoline effect that gives you a little bit of a bounce. And with that early stage meta rocker, it just wants to go fast. If you enjoyed the video, give it a little bit of love and hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified each time new content becomes available. As always, run tall, run strong, and be kind to one another. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.